Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see by the title of today's video, this is going to be another video in my Christmas series for this year, which is super duper exciting. So I actually have no idea what order all of my Christmas videos are going up in, so I'm not sure how many are already up and not sure how many are coming soon. This video here is one that I tend to film most years, and I actually really enjoy filming them, and that is a Christmas wish list video. So I do just want to give a disclaimer that I always give with these videos, and that is that I am not trying to brag, and I do not expect to receive all of these things. These videos I like to make just to give my friends and family some ideas on what they can get me for Christmas if they are wanting to get me anything at all. But yeah, I feel like this year most of the things that are on my list are things that Phil and I either need for our flat or like very classic things like vouchers, because we actually have more than we need here. We're very blessed in everything that we do have, and I am super grateful, and I am trying to be careful what we bring into this flat so that it doesn't get too crowded and cluttered, because at the moment I feel like it's really good, and I don't want to like overdo it and just have stuff absolutely everywhere. So yeah, I have written a list of, I'm actually not too sure how many things I've got on my list. Let me just have a look. I've got 17 things written on my list, so a little bit of a bigger list than normal, but I'm gonna group some of them together because it will be nice and easy. Yeah, without further ado, if you want to know what is on my Christmas wish list for 2022, then just keep watching. So as per normal, I have written everything down on my phone, so I'll be reading off of my phone, and I will also try and include some pictures up here where possible of everything that I'm talking about, so that you guys can get some ideas of exactly what it is I am talking about. So the first thing on my Christmas wish list this year is a makeup item, and that is the Too Faced Pumpkin Pie eyeshadow palette. Now I love Too Faced. I have used the brand Too Faced for quite a while. I have used their waterproof mascara today, and I absolutely love it, and I have also used their Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette. I've literally been using that palette for like years, and while I love the colors in that palette, a lot of them are starting to hit pan, and so I would like to receive a nice fresh eyeshadow palette to use. Obviously I do my makeup every time for these videos, and then with like a lot of weddings and parties and stuff that I have, because I'm kind of at that age where a lot of those things are happening, I tend to run out of my makeup quite quickly, and I very much prefer like neutral colors on my eyes. I've got blue eyes, so a lot of the like orangey and reddy tones really suit my blue eyes and really bring them out. So yeah, it would just be a really nice palette to receive, and I believe it's a new palette as well that they've released. I like saw it on Instagram and immediately saved it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love. Next thing that I have written down on my list is just the classic vouchers. I'm sure most people put on their list every year, so I'm just gonna run through the companies that I would love some vouchers for. So they are as follows: Glassons, which are just like a clothing store here; Peter Alexander, which are like a pajama company. I love going to the outlet store and getting some bits and pieces from the outlet, and I am gonna need some more summer pajamas coming into summer. Bras and Things, again, I don't know if I need to explain, but Bras and Things, I love their stuff. I've spent quite a bit of money in there recently. Like, I feel like bras and undies are like the one thing that you can justify spending quite a bit on and getting a lot of, because you go through them quite quickly. Mecca, which again is a makeup and skincare company. Again, I actually need a lot of stuff from Mecca. I've ran out of my toner, my moisturizer, I'm getting low on my powder, I'm almost out of my concealer, my bronzer has hit pan, my setting spray doesn't spray properly, so like I'm just literally running out of everything. So I really need to top up, and most of my stuff I get from Mecca as well. Lush, which again is another skincare and like body brand. I love their stuff. I did a haul from them not long ago, so I will leave that video down below and in the eye for you guys as well. Hoping to do another one before Christmas as well, fingers crossed. But I've loved Lush for years. You guys know that if you've been on my channel. Sephora, which again is another like makeup and skincare brand. It's very similar to Mecca. Kmart, I feel like there's no explanation needed. You guys know how much I love Kmart. And the last one I've got on my list is Noel Leemings. So Noel Leemings is kind of like a technology company, I guess, but I do really need a new camera, a new filming camera. So I use the Canon G7X Mark II when I film, and I have literally had this since I want to say about 2017, and while it is going strong, sometimes the focusing goes a little bit in and out. It's quite annoying when I want to vlog and my actual camera is like falling apart, like the things are starting to like peel off, and it's just not very cute. And I also need to get some new batteries because my batteries are running out a lot quicker. And also the main reason that I really would like a No Lemmings voucher is because Phil and I want to get some TVs on Boxing Day for our flat. Long story short, if you haven't watched my moving vlogs and you don't know, we used to have a TV in the old flat, and then when Phil moved up to Auckland, he put it in a moving truck and the moving guys broke it, and we just haven't had one in the meantime. So we would like to get one for our living room and also one for our bedroom as well, so that we can watch things in bed. And in the bedroom we do need quite a small one. We don't really want to spend over $400 on it because then they start to get massive and it's just not going to work with the space. And then yeah, we obviously would like one in the living room because it just makes things a little bit easier, and then it'll be good for when Phil and I have kids as well, because then we can like put stuff on the TVs that they can watch, or even just for like having movie nights and stuff with friends as well. So the next thing that I have written down on my list is kind of a really random one, but there's a part of me that just really wants one, and that is a Squishmallow. So if you're not familiar with Squishmallows, they're pretty much all the rage at the moment. They're like these little soft toy plushy things, and I really want one. However, I want one of the mini ones. I don't want a massive one. I really would like a mini one, and the two that I found online that I really liked was the shark one or the little hammerhead shark, because I don't know if you guys know this about me, I'm obsessed with sharks. I think they are like a very underrated animal, and I think they get a lot of hate for no reason. So I have always loved them ever since I was a kid. They've always been my favorite things at like the aquarium to go and see. I would love to go down to Bluff and do the whole like cage experience. I think that would be really cool. It terrifies me a little bit, but not enough to put me off doing it. And I just think they're such beautiful creatures, and as soon as I saw these pillows, like the little Squishmallow cuddly plushy things, I was like, oh my gosh, they are so cute. I love kind of like the under the sea ones. Okay, the next thing I have written down on my Christmas list is a kitchen item. Now this is something that Phil and I actually need, and that is a new set of black or grey saucepans. So as of current, we have two saucepans that we're using. One of them is massive, like you'd probably need it if you had like a family of 6 and you were making a massive meal, and it's honestly just quite excessive for Phil and I. We've kept it in case we have like people over and we've got to cook for a lot of people, but trying to use it on the regular and clean it is just such a mission. And then the other one that we have is, honestly they're both actually quite old, and the other one that we have, it's more of like a classic size, but it's just getting really old. And black and grey are two colours that we've got in the kitchen. If we could find a pink one somewhere, or if someone watching this is one of my family members and you can find a pink set somewhere, that would be amazing as well. But yeah, this is just something that we need, and if Phil and I don't receive it for Christmas, it will be one of those things that we buy in the new year, because it's getting desperate now, and we don't really have any like little small saucepans to make sauce in either. The next thing that I have written down that I would really like is the little mini Odessa bag from Mi Piace. So I have raved about Mi Piace before on my channel. I do love their stuff. They are a little bit more on the pricier side, but I have been eyeing up this bag for a really long time. I really want the black because it will go with everything. It does come in a pink and a vintage cream as well, but I just think it's a great size for like if you're going out for dinner in the evening, or like if you're going out to town. Not that I go out to town very much at all anymore because I feel like I'm getting too old, but it's just nice if you don't want to like take a massive handbag somewhere and you just want to take a few bits and pieces. The next 4 things I'm going to put together because they are all books. So if you guys didn't watch my thrift haul where I talked about this thing I'm about to talk about, I'll leave it down below. Basically, I have been reading the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series, and I am obsessed with it, quite frankly. I read the first and second book. I bought the third book not long ago, and I'm reading that. Didn't realize that there's not just 3 books in the series. There are 6 books in the series as of current. So I have the first 3, and ideally I would really love the last 3 books to complete the series. And it's just a really interesting read. If you're not familiar with the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series, they have these little like vintage photographs that have been included in the story, so you can kind of get like a visual of what's going on throughout the story, because I would say it is more of like a dystopian style concept. except it is Ransom Riggs that writes these, and I think he is such an incredible author. Basically, he's crafted the story around these pictures, so all of these pictures are 100% authentic. Some of them are just downright odd, and to know that they're real photos kind of is a little bit unsettling, but it's also very, very cool at the same time. Quite frankly, I'm just really enjoying the series. I know you can get the complete series from Whitcoulls. That's where I bought the third book. So the first book is obviously Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. The second book is called Hollow City. The third book is called Library of Souls, and then I'm just going to pull up on my phone what the last few are called. So I believe that the fourth book is called The Map of Days, fifth book is called The Conference of the Birds, and then the sixth book is called The Desolations of Devil's Acre. I honestly would just love to have the complete set. I'm honestly thoroughly enjoying it. Like, I think this series is probably one of the best series that I have read. I would love to receive the last 3 to complete the series, and then the last book that is kind of like an add-on to this series here, and that is called The Tales of Peculiar's book, also written by Ransom Riggs. So this book actually comes up in the series, which is why I would love to receive it, and it's basically kind of like their historical records of their city and their world. It's kind of hard to explain without you having read the series, but it comes up in the series, and yeah, they use it to like help navigate where they've got to go and how they fight these bad guys and like all this kind of stuff. So it would just be really cool to read. I believe it is a little bit more of a shorter book as well, which would be really cool to receive. If you guys can't tell, obviously I'm a massive bookworm. If you've watched mine and my husband's moving vlogs, you guys will know that, because our bookshelf is overflowing to the point where we have literally filled up an entire 60-litre container of books alongside a like 5-shelf bookshelf. The next thing that I have written down on my list, which I would love to receive, is kind of a random item, and that is just a card shuffler. So basically, my husband and I both can't shuffle cards. My sister got one of these contraptions, and I just think it is one of the best things that someone has ever invented. Basically, you just put all your cards in, you press a little button, and it shuffles it for you. And I just think that's absolutely fabulous, and would come in handy so often because Phil and I do play a lot of card games. We are, again, a massive card games and board games household, and so it would just make life a little bit easier rather than doing the whole spread it out on the floor, mix it around with your hands, put it back together and then go. So speaking of games, the next couple of things on my list I again might do together because they're both games. So the first kind of like thing in the games category is actually a puzzle, and that is the Bookshop Tea Room puzzle. I saw this on the Whitcoulls website and I fell in love with it. I just thought, again, it would be absolutely perfect because Phil and I are massive bookworms and we do like our puzzles as well. We're not very good at them, but it would be nice to kind of branch out of our comfort zone and get a little bit better with puzzles. I believe it is a 1,000 piece puzzle, and I just think the graphics on this are absolutely stunning. And then the last thing in our kind of like games category is the Harry Potter double game. I was stalking the Whitcoulls website late at night one night. I was actually looking for Christmas things. What's the word? Digressed? Is that the right word? Into the games section, as you do, and I came across Harry Potter Double and I died inside. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this. Phil and I have got the original Double game. Basically, if you've never played Double, it's like a circular card and you can play like 5 different games within the one game, but essentially it's like a matching up the pictures game, and it's really fun. And Phil and I are obsessed with the original version, and when I saw that it came out in a Harry Potter version, I was like, oh my goodness, like I need this in my life. Phil and I love Harry Potter. I've loved Harry Potter for ages. I've read the first 4 books. I've got the last few, so I do need to get through them as well. The next thing I have written down on my list is again another voucher, and that is a voucher for a facial and a massage. I don't have a particular place in mind up here that I am after like a facial and a massage from. However, I feel like I desperately need it. I work so freaking hard and my back is like stuffed. I was dumb when I was younger and I wore my backpack on one shoulder for like 4 years and it's really stuffed my back. I know that like facials are really good for like the blood circulation and whatnot in your skin. So yeah, it would just be really, really nice to take a moment to stop and relax, because up here in Auckland, like, people are always go, 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 and I definitely have felt that myself. I feel like I have quite long days where I have a lot of stuff to do. The next thing that I have written down on my list is again another practical purchase, and if I don't receive this for Christmas, I will go out and purchase it myself, and that is just some glass look pantry containers with bamboo lids. So I have all of the pantry labels ready to go to organize my pantry. I just don't have containers, and obviously I need ones that seal so that my stuff doesn't go off, because Phil and I have an open pantry apart from where we keep our baking stuff. Our baking stuff is kept in a little cupboard kind of at the bottom of our pantry. Again, if you watched our moving vlogs, this will make sense. Basically we have like, I think it's 4 shelves that are just completely open. I really want to organize it because at the moment it looks so messy because things are kind of just chucked everywhere, and then it would just make using the things in our pantry a little bit more exciting and also a little bit more practical. So yeah, I just really want to do up the pantry. It's a little project I want to do for the house next year, and I really want glass so that you can, or like a glass look even if it's plastic, so that you can see what's inside, and I really want bamboo lids because it will go with the vibe in our kitchen. The next thing on my Christmas list again would be a very, very practical purchase for Phil and I, and that is a coffee knock box and some little cleaning tablets. So basically, if you don't know what a knock box is, it's essentially like when you put your ground coffee in the little head and you put it on the machine, you turn it on, you let it drip into your cup, stop it, take it out. The stuff that's in there is what you bang out into a little knock box, and it just collects the coffee, and then it just makes it easier to tip into the bin, because otherwise at the moment we're just taking it off and banging it into the bin, and I feel like it's honestly just not the most sanitary thing in the world. You can actually recycle coffee as well, like into your garden and whatnot, and it would just keep everything a little bit more neat. And again, I really need some cleaning tablets. Again, if Phil and I don't receive these for Christmas, we will end up buying them because our coffee machine is disgusting. We honestly have not cleaned it in a really, really long time. So we're almost done. I have 2 things left, and again, they are both very practical purchases. The next thing on my Christmas list I feel like is probably the most random thing I will ever put on a Christmas wish list video. That is a new electric toothbrush. Mine died. I thought it was just that the battery was flat, even though it didn't let me know that the battery was flat. So like when I tried to turn the button on to make the head spin, it just made a sound and it wouldn't go. So I charged it up expecting it to be the battery, took it off charge, still didn't go. And I have literally had my electric toothbrush for a really, really long time. Obviously I've changed the heads out, which is what you're meant to do. So you're meant to change the head every season, which is pretty much what I've been doing. But I have honestly had this toothbrush since I was probably about 12 years old, and so it has lasted a really, really long time. I do need to get a new one. Again, if I do not receive this for Christmas, I will end up purchasing it in the new year because this is a need, not a want. And I have quite bad crowding in my mouth. I have since I was a kid. So I find when when I'm using the electric toothbrush and the like circular head spins, it gets in things like in the little crowded bits a lot easier than a normal toothbrush does. And then the last thing that I have got on my Christmas wish list for 2022 is just a heat resistant mat. So again, this is great when I'm heat styling my hair like I have done today. I curled my hair today, and I have a little dresser that I get ready at. Again, if you guys have seen my moving vlogs, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But I either put my my hair straightener or my whatever I'm using, hair dryer, whatever. I always end up putting it either on the carpet or face up on the wood so it doesn't burn the wood. But I am terrified that I am either going to catch my dresser on fire or I'm going to burn the carpet, and Phil and I are renting, so like neither of those options are great. So it would be nice just to have like a heat resistant mat that I can put it down on and I don't have to worry about it, because obviously like when I curl my hair I don't curl it all at once. I like section it into things, so I always have to put the heat tool down to section my hair off, to then pick it up, use it, put it down, section, and it's just like a lot of like picking up and putting down. And again, if I don't end up receiving this for Christmas, it will be one of the things that I purchase in the new year. Again, they're really affordable from Kmart, and it would just make life a little bit easier when I'm heat styling my hair. So there we go guys, that is everything that is on my Christmas wish list for 2022. Again, I feel like it is the most random assortment of things this year. Again, a lot of them are like like practical things, and then a couple of them are like things that I would really like to receive. So yeah, hopefully that gave you guys some ideas, either if you're my family members and you want to buy something for me for Christmas and you're stuck, or if you are struggling on what you could get for someone else for Christmas, or struggling on what you could ask for. Hopefully this has given you guys some ideas and you guys have enjoyed this little wish list video. I really enjoy filming and editing these videos as well. Like, I just find them super duper fun. And I'm quite a nosy person, so I like knowing what people are asking for Christmas. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please make sure to turn on the notifications and check out my social media. It's always linked down below. If you guys want to watch any other Christmassy videos that I filmed for 2022, I will leave my playlist down below and in the eye for you guys as well. There are some more Christmassy videos coming, so stay tuned. And yeah, if you guys have any ideas on Christmas content you would like me to film, please drop it down in the comments as soon as possible, because obviously Christmas is very fast approaching us, and so I have limited time to film, especially through November, because I'm very busy on the weekends, and that is when I film. So I shall see you guys in my next video.